Hello, hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello. I cannot wear these. Hey y'all, how are y'all doing? How is everybody doing this evening? Hello, hello. My name is Tea Time with Tori. Well, my name is Tori, better known in the city as Tea Time with Tori. I'm taking over the We Are Memphis live for roughly about an hour just to come talk to you all and give you some uplifting and fun time during this quarantine. I know that times have been very hard, so I'm just on this live to bring you all some joy. Let's talk about it. You can call in, come through here. You know, I tried to do a little something. I just got off work, so I couldn't, do what I wanted to do, but I tried to look a little bit presentable. But, yeah, I just got on live to talk to you all about, whatever is going on in your life during this quarantine. We want to see how you all are doing. If you have a question, you can leave it in the question box below. If you want to call in and talk about something, we can talk about it. This is a safe space, okay? We just want to get some things off our chest. Everybody has been in the house for roughly 5 or 6 weeks. So I know that it has been extremely boring, extremely hard, just staying in the house all day, every day. So we definitely want to talk about those things. Again, if you have a question, feel free to leave it in the question box. If you want to call in and talk about something, get something off your chest, feel free to do that as well. Just request to join the live and we will definitely get to it. Again, my name is Tori, better known in the city as Tea Time with Tori, and I'm taking over the We Are Memphis Instagram for an hour just to talk to you all and maybe bring up some hot topics, right? Some good issues. I'm finding it hard to balance, be still, and rest, or be productive. I've been seeing that quote on Instagram go around that's like, if you aren't being productive during this time, then you're this, you're that, yada, yada, yada. I would say definitely don't feed into that. If you're trying to be productive because you feel like it's expected of you or because somebody else told you to, definitely don't worry about that. Be productive at your own rate. You work different than everybody else. You aren't everybody else. So what they're getting accomplished, you may not want to get accomplished. You might not have the desire to get accomplished. And it's okay to just sit still sometimes. Like a lot of people have, just been shaming people for resting during this time. But what people don't realize is that for some people, for a lot of people, this is the first time that they're really getting some rest. This is probably the only time this year that they will be able to get some rest. So why not take that time? I feel like you should do whatever it is that you want to do. So if you wake up every day and you don't have a plan, that is okay. If you wake up every day and you do have a plan, that's fine too. But as long as you are dictating your own plan and not letting somebody else dictate it for you, then I think that the balance is already there. Is anybody else having a hard time during this quarantine? I know I am. I'm a very social person. For those of y'all on the live that do know me, I am extremely social. So it is very hard for me to just sit here and not do anything for days at a time. Even if I am trying to be productive and do work, it's just hard for me to do that in the house all the time. Like I like to go to Starbucks. I like to go to the library. I like to go to my old university, my old campus at the University of Memphis and sometimes do things there. So it's been really hard for me to just sit around and do things in my house all day. Is anybody else struggling? Does anybody else have a question or a comment? I want one of y'all to call in. Tell us about your experience. What's going on in your life? Hi, Cynthia. We have Cynthia Daniels on the live. For you all that don't know Cynthia Daniels, she is a powerhouse. Okay, if you are not following her, go follow her now. She throws some of the best signature events. I have been to several of her events, and you're always going to have a great time. She is awesome. Thank you, Cynthia, for joining the live. Hello to everybody else. Yes, we like to give credit where it's due, okay? That is very important, and I'll touch on that on another platform at another time, but we like to give credit where it's due. Is anybody else on the live that has a question or a comment and wants to talk about something before I just continue rambling about my boring life? I honestly feel like I've been trapped in this house for entirely too long. And as much as I want to go outside, as we keep calling it, like as much as I just want to go somewhere, I really don't think that we should be opening. Does anybody feel like we should be opening on May 5th? Because I don't, personally. And I was super geeked to just leave the house and like, oh my God, I can finally go somewhere. But I'm really not prepared to get back into the city of Memphis with all that is going on. The numbers are raising more and more each day. And, you know, it just brings about a very interesting discussion. Like, are we truly ready to go outside? Hey guys, if anybody has a question, feel free to leave it in the question box. I'm just gonna start randomly adding people. I think June is a good time, honestly. I think June is the best time. There is no reason why we should be out before June at all. That'll give it time to, you know, really, I mean, even if it just, personally, I don't think it's ever going to go away. You know, a virus of this magnitude doesn't just go away overnight or in a month or even like in a year. It has to give itself time to really, you know, get out, venture back out. But we're definitely not ready. I'm doing a contract nurse job from Arkansas and Memphis, and I don't think we're ready. I don't think we are either. And I feel like people are just so excited to get back to normal life that they're missing the big picture. Like, yeah, we could get back to normal life for about a week, but if the numbers spike again, which more than likely they absolutely will, we'll be back in the house for who knows how long, and it really just, it's gonna suck for everybody, you know? You know, because I don't believe their numbers. I feel it's way more cases in the city.
Tori, why are you gonna add me?
Hey, look, I said I was gonna add some random people. I was just gonna pick. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So how have you been doing in the house since this virus began?
I have been enjoying my time.
Really?
Yes, like it has been giving me time to just like reconnect with my mind, and then also with God, and just do some things, you know, around the house. With work, I have loved being away from my coworkers.
Yeah.
And so that has been awesome, but I've been enjoying it.
A lot of people are saying like they're finding it hard to find that balance between stay busy and be productive, or
Right.
I really need to get some rest. What would you say to somebody like that that's like, wow, I really feel the pressure to be, you know, doing all that I can in this downtime, but I really just want to relax?
Balance. Do both.
Yeah.
Like you really do have to schedule it out. Like even though I'm working from home, I still find time just for me. Whether that's taking a walk or doing something around my house. I'm not gonna devote my full 8 hours to work because it's not normal. And
Right.
we're in a like pandemic. So it's like nothing can truly be normal about just, you know, being loyal to your company. I get it, but it's a lot of stress and anxiety, and so you have to find a balance. And if you don't, you're gonna go crazy and be stressed.
Right. So how do you go about scheduling out your day? I mean, I know for me, I try to get up before 9. You know, like, get a quick breakfast in. I still go to work, so I will go to work till about 3:30, and then get off and I still try to be productive in my downtime too. What does your day look like?
I usually get up, I log on, and then I'll start like meditation and prayer. And then I'll go and cook a breakfast to get that done. And then I'll start working. I do schedule myself like at least 2 hours in the morning to dedicate to work and like take all my emails and phone calls. And then by the time that's over, I'm at lunchtime. And I make sure I am off that computer and like really, really having my lunch.
Because it's important to not overwork yourself as well.
It is. Or you'll just be there working.
All day. And you can,
exactly.
Since you're in the house, it's easy to do that. Yeah.
And then I'll go back and, schedule some more time in the afternoon for emails. And then I'll also schedule time for me to like just go outside if it's nice, or just to do like read a book or do something around my house. But I'm also putting all that stuff on my work calendar. So I'm blocking off time. So I get those reminders like, oh shoot, I need to go like do my laundry, or I need to go read a book. Because if not, I'll just be sitting there working.
Okay. Well, I thank you for your advice for the people on the live. Thank you for tuning in. We're going to see if we got somebody else that wants to tune in. But you keep watching, and we will connect later, okay?
Add Cody. Like, I see he
joined. I see Cody in there. I'm going to see if I can try to get Cody on the live.
All right, bye.
Okay, bye-bye. I started yoga, started seeing my therapist more, and checking up on my family. That's good. Okay, so you are developing new habits, and that's another thing you can do during this time. Develop new habits. Practice something new. Do something that you haven't done before. Do something that you've been wanting to do for a long time. Me personally, I have been wanting to do yoga. Have I started? That is another discussion. I have not started, but I do think that would be, a great thing to do too. Do things that you wouldn't normally do. You know what I mean? In this downtime, this is the perfect time to see what else you like. Let's see if we can get Cody on the live. He comes highly requested. Do you think more jobs will become remote?
Man.
Cody.
I was not trying to do that. Hello. Greetings.
Hello, Cody.
Hello.
It's so nice to see you from behind the phone screen.
Hello. I was not trying to do all this. Hey, people. Hello, people.
Hi. I had COVID. Okay. Oh, somebody said they had it. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Yeah, I got to call you. We're going to call you in, person that had
I want to hear what you got to say.
I want to hear what they have to say.
I want to hear what you got to say. And I bet you feel all right now, don't you? I bet you feel quite all right.
Quite all right, right. I want to know what that was like for
I know what you did. You put cocoa butter on your elbows. Cocoa butter heal everything. All ailments.
Is that how it stops it?
Come on now. That's
Holy, don't get on here and feed
a
these
little
people
shea
false
moisture.
information.
You'll be all right.
Don't get on here and feed these people false information now. They'll be like, I'm going to put some cocoa, but I'm going to listen to Cody.
Don't Google what I said. What y'all been talking about?
What have you been doing in your downtime? I see that you have a new series. Tell the people about your series.
I have a series called Porch Talk.
Keep it PG. Keep it PG with the description.
I have a series called Porch Talk. I talk every morning sitting on my porch, where I try to feed people cool gems. I try to enlighten and educate and entertain. It's pretty cool. The feedback has been interesting. During Corona, during COVID-19 season, I have been just trying to stay busy and bring people into me being busy so it can work for me in the future. And I've been networking a lot.
Awesome. So Porch Talk with Cody, that's something that you started during the quarantine.
Yes.
So what was your motivation to just get up and do it? Because it's a lot of people, I'm sure, that are tuning in or watching that are like, I really want to do this. I really want to start this new project, but I don't know how to do it. What would you tell them?
Man, it's all about who you listen to. For me, I have a very supportive support system where they encourage me to try things that I myself aren't even too afraid to try. So I just believe in dropping. I feel like the word for 2020 is drop. I started the year saying that. I'm going to end the year saying that. The word for 2020 is drop. Like, you do not need to die with your ideas inside of you. Only you know who you are meant to be. And it'll be 6 months later and you'll still be saying, well, I'm thinking about, and I might try, and I might see. I don't even let people around me that start their sentences with, I might try to blank. Like, we believe in dropping. Your friends got to hold you accountable to your plans. That's why you need to tell people your plans, so that people that really believe in you, so they can say, yo, you still saw in that restaurant, right? Since this season, I have officially started 3 businesses, actual paper filed.
Congratulations.
3 different EIN numbers. Like, I'm doing things that I would have never thought I would be doing because I believe in dropping. Try. This is our time to fail. If you are going to fail anytime in life, This the time to do it.
It's a good time to do it.
Make a decision. Do not be afraid to make a decision. And if you're not going to drop, don't waste everybody's time. Like, just figure something else out. But stay encouraged.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that rhetoric. I appreciate those comments. That's some good, well, you're not on the porch right now. Some good in-the-house talk with Cody.
Porch talk. Come see me tomorrow at Cody the Grand. And come see me Saturday at my show, The Third Set.
Okay, we got you, Cody. We gonna call somebody else back in. Congratulations on all your new businesses. I'm so proud of you.
I love y'all. Y'all be good. Y'all be safe. Bye, Memphis.
All right, so coronavirus is having some people be extremely productive while other people are resting. That is okay. Now, for the guy, was that a guy that said he had coronavirus? We need you to talk to us about this. I'm gonna add you in. I need you to answer the phone because we want to know what that's like. Let's see if he answers. He said that he actually had it and he is recovering from it now. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, what's up?
Pretty good. How are you feeling?
I'm good. Better now.
Okay, so you had the coronavirus.
Yeah, they said I had it like 3-4 weeks ago.
Okay, what was that process like?
So it really just started out as like the flu. Well, it started out feeling like it was a sinus infection at first. And then after that, like my temperature started going up, so I started having fever, body ache, stuff like that. So I was like, let me just go to the hospital, see what's going on. But when I went to my primary care doctor, they was like, well, since you've been out of, because I had just came from Vegas. And so they was like, since you just came from Vegas, like technically we can't see you because, you know, they trying to protect themselves. So they was like, go to the emergency room. So I ended up going to the emergency room. Then that's when they did the test that everybody had seen where they stick that long, what's the name up your nose?
Yeah.
Did that. Test came back like a day or two later, and then they was like I was positive for it. And they was just like kind of just stay at home, quarantine yourself, don't be around anybody, stuff like that. So for the most part, mine just felt like a real bad version of the flu. But then actually when I started to feel better, that's when like I started like I woke up one morning and I started coughing. And then, you know, it's normal that I cough for mucus, but this time it had blood in it. So then that's when I ended up going to the emergency room, and they was like I had a pulmonary embolism, which is basically blood clots in my lungs. And so that was basically like either the COVID-19 caused it, or I had coughed so hard that I blew some blood vessels in my lungs. So that's basically what happened. And then so I was in ICU for a minute because they were trying to manage like, you know, my breathing and stuff like that, and just did different scans, different tests and stuff like that. So I was in the hospital for like a week, couldn't see my family, couldn't nobody come up there. So it was weird. And like anytime a nurse came in, they all were like had their PPE equipment on and stuff like that. So it was just not awkward, but it was just like you can tell something is going on, and everybody was like on high alert. So yeah. And then after that, you know, my breathing and everything started to improve. So I left and then followed up with my doctor, and they was just kind of like, I'm gonna have to be on blood thinners for the next 6 months because with blood clots, there isn't anything that they can just give you to reduce those blood clots. Your body kind of just gotta pass them on their own, but they give you blood thinners so the blood clots don't get any bigger. So that's basically what happened.
Wow.
So
what was going through your mind during that time? Like, what were you like thinking? Like, was the first thought like panic? Because, you know, I feel like the media has done a really good job at creating panic and hype.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just watching that and then finding out that you have it, what was that thought process like?
I wouldn't say panic. It was just more so like I can definitely see the media part of it, just because even when I was in the hospital, you know, I'm in the hospital, there's nothing to do, so I'm just watching like the news, and eventually I had to get to a point I'm like, I just got to watch something different, because every time you turn on the news, it's just instilling fear. And I'm not saying people shouldn't take it seriously. It definitely should be taken seriously. But I think that it's way more than what meets the eye when it comes to this. I think that the number is way higher than it's being reported. But I also think that some of these numbers could be filled. I think personally that when it comes to the whole COVID-19, I think that COVID-19 is a combination of the actual coronavirus, the regular flu, and any other like upper respiratory problem. So I really think that it's just a combination of, they're saying it's COVID-19, but I think it's a combination of different things that may be going on. So like in Tennessee, I feel like they are kind of on some like, we'll say we have more numbers so we can possibly get more funding and more government assistance and stuff like that. And I think it's like that with a lot of states where that number is really not that high, but they're trying to say it's that high just so they can get some type of relief. It's all a money thing in my mind, personally.
Yeah. Well, we're happy to know that you have recovered. That is a blessing within itself.
Yeah, still got my job. Still,
oh yeah, that's great.
Still in school, stuff like that. So great. I'm just working from home now. So
that's great. Well, I'm happy that you feel better. Hopefully, nothing causes you to sit back. But I would definitely like just let people know, like, yeah, this is a real thing, because a lot of people are trying to be conspiracy theorists. Oh, this is made up and it doesn't really exist. But
it's definitely real.
It's definitely real. Somebody that has went through it, and in Memphis, that just, you know, brings about interesting conversation. It kind of switches up the thought. Like, okay, wow, it actually has happened. I'm seeing this person that talked about their experience and they've recovered, so there's hope. But I still need to be cautious. So I appreciate you for telling your story. We're really glad that you're feeling better.
Yeah, no problem. You probably like the first platform that I just kind of talked about it, but yeah.
I mean, I'll talk about it more. You know, definitely leave that in some comments. Let people know. Yeah, I've had it, and it's not fun, but you know, y'all need to be informed about it and take it seriously.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, you have a good evening. We'll talk to you later.
All right, you too.
Yeah, all right.
All right.
Okay, you heard it there first, y'all. Somebody who has actually had the coronavirus. I personally have not talked to anybody that has had it. I've seen the threads on Twitter and I've seen the stories that have been floating around Instagram. But to hear somebody that has had it and he's normal, you know, again, he's able to live his life and do things that he likes to do at his leisure. It sucks that he has to take those blood thinners every month for 6 months, but that is better than the alternative. And we all know what the alternative is. Hello to everybody who is just checking into the live. This is the Soulless Social series for We Are Memphis. We are discussing the coronavirus and staying in the house and whatever other hot topics that you want to talk about. If you want to leave a question, you can leave a question in the question box, or you can request to join the live and we can talk about whatever it is that is on your mind. This is just an hour of downtime where we just want to talk about some hot topics. You know, never know what it is going on in the world and everybody else's lives. So we want to talk to you all. Hello to the people joining the live. Hello. So yeah, like I said before, this time for me personally has just been a good time for reflection. I feel like this has been the perfect time for reflection. There is so much time that we have had to think about certain things. I really hope that even if you are resting and you're not like overworking yourself, that you are setting some goals that you want to reach for the rest of the year. This is a great time for goal setting. This is a great time for implementing new programs and new ideas that you might have had, or just trying new things, whether it be yoga, whether it be journaling, whether it be cooking, learning a new dish, something like that. Just try to find something that you like to do during this time. And, you know, really just do it. Like, what did Cody say? All you have to do is just drop. Just do it. Just move on it. And you never know what'll come from it. A lot of people have talked to me about being nervous to throw out new projects and wondering if they would get the support that they need and things like that. We had Cody Little on the live earlier who stated, like, if you're going to fail, this is a great time to fail. So if you're nervous about that new project, that new business, that new venture, if you're going to fail, this is a great time to go ahead and do it. Learn, and, you know, businesses learn as you go, but learn while you're in this space, because right now we're all pretty comfortable. Even if we have things going on, at least we can have those things going on from our home. You know what I'm saying? We're all pretty comfortable. So just try to get something accomplished during this time. Hello, you all. Hello. Thank you for waving back. How has everyone's mental state been? This is such a time of uncertainty, especially as a young adult with plans and goals. I promise, I completely, oh my gosh, this is a really bad state of uncertainty. Like, before this stuff started, I had so many things planned. My April calendar was full. My May calendar was just starting to fill up. I had events already planned for June and July. Like, things were so awesome. And then it just kind of came to a halt all of a sudden. It definitely affected my mental state. Because, you know, you get so excited and wrapped up in the idea of what can be, and you're like, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, and you think that you have time. Like, that's one of the biggest things that I'm learning these days. Like, you really think that you have time to accomplish this stuff, but you realize that you really don't have time at all. Like, time can halt at any moment. Everything can change at any moment. That's something that the coronavirus has definitely taught me, is that everything can change at any given moment. So you definitely want to make sure that you're doing the things that you want to do. Like, all that time, I kept saying, I'm going to do this. I had plans on doing this because I thought I had time to. And now the time has completely been snatched from me. So now what? You know what I mean? It just puts things into perspective. And it's like, man, I really should have tried to tackle those goals before before this started happening. Hello to everybody that's joining the live. We're happy to have you here. COVID-19, right? It sucks. All this sucks. And just the plan to reopen businesses, and everything has to go in phases. Everything that's going to change as a result of this virus. Like, so many things are going to change. You know, just the simple processes that once were simple are going to be so much more complex. Like, you want to go out to eat with your family. That's going to require some time and attention and some detail. You might not be able to sit with everybody or something like that. Like, even the smallest things, you know what I mean, are going to change. Just the way we go to Walmart has changed. The way that we can go to Target and just freely shop, and, you know, all these things are just so different. I can really see people wearing masks for the rest of their life all over the world, simply because they're just afraid that, you know, anything, with this happening, it just lets you know that anything could happen. So people just want to be prepared on the front end if it was to happen again. And so many little things are going to change. That's what sucks about it. A lot of the things that we really love the most are either going to get taken away from us or going to get changed completely, and we have zero control over it. Like, absolutely no control. How's everybody else feeling? Are there any businesses, Memphis businesses, that you want to open up or that you're looking forward to opening up? Because I know that I have a full list of places that I cannot wait to go, even though I'm still going to be super cautious and kind of nervous. I still cannot wait to go and frequent these businesses again. So much good food that I've been missing, and great experiences I've been missing as well. Hello to everybody that's joining the live right now. If you have a question, you can leave it in the question box. If you want to join in, feel free to press the request button so you can join the live. We're discussing the coronavirus. And I know that it's so cliche. So many people are tired of talking about the coronavirus. It's kind of depressing, honestly, when you just start getting into everything surrounding it, because it's like, wow, we've been talking about this for 5 weeks, and the media really doesn't make it any better. It's just always a sad story. There's almost no positive and uplifting stories about the people that have contracted, about the people that are making progress. They don't even, they kind of fail to mention how many people have recovered as well, which is really weird to me, because, you know, you would think that you would want to instill some type of hope for people, but I guess not. We've all been living in fear during this time, fear and panic, and it just really sucks. Does anybody else have a question or a comment, a thought? Does anybody want to share their own story about the coronavirus? How it's affected their life or their work life or their family life? Hi. Hi, how are you? Thank you for joining in. If you have a question or a comment, feel free to comment or leave it in the question box. You can request to join the live and we can discuss a couple of hot topics surrounding the coronavirus if you like. Hi. Hello, everybody. Hi. Hi. How are you doing? How's everything going on over there? Wherever it is that you are. We're discussing the coronavirus and the effects of the coronavirus here in Memphis, Tennessee. How everything has changed so drastically. How we can't wait for things to go back to normal, even though we're going to have a whole new definition of normal after this is all over. Everything is really going to change. So many things are going to change. And I'm looking forward to seeing all those changes, exactly what they implement to combat any other viruses that could happen in the future. Well, I have about 5 minutes left on this live, you all. Let's see if anybody is on that I can call in. Let's see if we can get somebody on the live. I'm just randomly picking. Guess not. Well, I want to thank you all for tuning in, for watching with me. Unfortunately, this is my time. This is all the time that I have, and I have to go. But I want to thank you all for tuning in and talking about the coronavirus, how it's affected Memphis. And I look forward to seeing everybody when we can get back outside. I hope you all have enjoyed the live and have taken something from it. In the meantime, does anybody else have a question or comment before we go, before we close out? I would like to thank We Are Memphis for allowing me to take over their platform for the day. It has been super fun talking to you all, especially the person that said that they had the virus. We hope that he is going to be much better. We speak nothing but positivity over his future. And I want to thank y'all for tuning in, but this will be all. I have to go. Have a great evening.